Well, of course, China, which has decided not to send its president to the G20, has decided, however, to play spoiler, because that's what China actually does. China's spoiler jibe at the United States amidst the G20 summit. Mind games being played by China even as the G20 kicks off today. China calls the US and the West a spoiler of the G20 summit. It says the US is hyping differences between G20 nations. China says India hopes to cement great power status, but the West will not allow it. So you've basically got China trying to play spoil sport. It has decided not to be part of the G20 through its president, but has instead sent its premier, Li Keqiang, who is in some ways a kind of second in command, though that doesn't really matter in the power structure of China, because there is only one true supreme leader, and that is Xi Jinping. But the Global Times propaganda mouthpiece of the Communist Party of China has said that the West is trying to hype differences between India and China, and that the West is not aligned with India's own aspirations. Calls the US and the West a spoiler of the G20 summit. Geeta, coming to you on this, it is the Global Times. You know, one doesn't expect anything less from the Global Times, and I expect that there's going to be a lot more out of Global Times, over the course of today and tomorrow as well. But what do you make of this? I'm guessing this is the very least one would expect from the Chinese mouthpiece.
Well, that's right. The Global Times is speaking or mouthing what Beijing would really want it to say. But the fact is that when it comes to the conversations and the deliberations, the negotiations over here, the press conference that took place yesterday, Shiv, is significant. That was the concluding press conference of the last Sherpa meeting, and they said that they are going to give a document to the leaders. But when it comes to a consensus document, they did not answer. Neither did Amitabh Kant, nor did Harsh Shringla or Foreign Secretary Quatra. Amitabh Kant very clearly said that on the joint communique, we will have more to say after the summit, which means there are still some areas that need to be ironed out. And China certainly has been an impediment in getting that through. Russia, for obvious reasons, which are very particularly to do with the Russia-Ukraine war, and China also has come out in support of Russia on that front. But climate change, again, conversations are still underway, ongoing, and we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But language on India's initiatives within the G20 under India's presidency, Shiv, where China has raised objections, that certainly is something that Beijing should reflect upon and should introspect. We're talking about language such as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, millets, promoting millets here at the G20, women-led development, which is a part of the Sustainable Development Goals, but they're saying that they should then use the term that's used under the SDG. Now, on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, India came out with a smarter response. Rather than looking at, and whilst they're negotiating terms and language in the joint communique, Shiv, it's the 3 sessions that are going to take place right here at the Bharat Mandapam, which is quite interesting. Now, at the Bharat Mandapam over here, Shiv, there are 3 sessions, and they basically encompass Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The first session is called One Earth, the second one is called One Family, and tomorrow the concluding and last session will be called One Future. So while China continues to object to the term Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, One Earth, One Family, One Future are the 3 sessions that they'll have to attend.
Okay, they will have to attend those 3 sessions. There are going to be lots of bilaterals in between as well. And on the sidelines, you're going to have Chinese mouthpieces, having their say. That's part of the game. That's part of what India has been used to for a very long time. And we'll be reporting and putting those into context as well.